Episode number 140 of Making the Case. The female breadwinner and why it's damaging to society. Let's get into it. What up, YouTubians? We back at you with another episode of Making the Case, episode number 140. I'm your host, Dr. Jacob Isom. We got two channel norm over here. One, we attack points and not people, and then two, we don't do all that cussing derogatory stuff because we're professional over here. All right. Hey, got another great episode for you. We're talking about the female breadwinner and why it could be damaging or hurtful to society. Now, before you get in your feelings, before you get triggered, let me explain, okay? I think once at the end of this episode, you'll kind of get where I'm coming from. Now, it doesn't have to be explained when we talk about the breadwinner, right? Typically throughout history, we know that it's been the man, okay? The man worked, the woman took care of the kids in the home. We understand that's traditional, right? Nowadays, yes, you do see more women out earning men, but in general, when you look at the numbers, men still as a whole out earn women. Okay. Now, but you do see a growing number of households where the woman out earns the man. Okay. Now, here's the difference though. Men are expected when they make more money to take care of their woman and their children. Hell, in a lot of instances, depending on how much money you make, they're taking care of family members. Let's take athletes, rappers, etc. Right? Men who make a lot of money. They're taking care of their entire family. Okay. If you see a woman who making a lot of money, you don't really hear that. Now, I'm not saying that they don't. I'm just saying that it's not expected for a woman to do that. Okay. I'm always curious, well, when a woman is bragging about making all this money and do make all this money, what is she using it for? What is she spending it on? Who is she taking care of? Right? Versus just bragging about the money. And I think that's the difference. The expectation is different. Okay. So when we talk about female breadwinners, when we talk about men having more degrees and making more money, like what is the end though? Right? What are you doing to benefit society? Are you investing in technology? Are you investing in infrastructure? Right? What are you doing to help out family, society, culture? Okay. That is the difference. See, men have always been required or expected to be mountain movers, right? To create things, produce things, right? We don't have the same expectation, yet and still we want to give women props for making more money or quote unquote being the female breadwinner when they don't like that role themselves. Because when a man is the breadwinner, right, he takes on that responsibility, he takes on the accountability, he takes care of people, right? He don't complain, right? He could take a woman that makes money or don't make money. When a woman makes money, she has to have a man that make just as much, if not more. That is the difference. And that's why it's problematic for society, right? Because a woman's standards raises as her money raise. Okay. And she doesn't expect to take care of a man as a man would take care of a woman when they have the same amount of money. That is the difference. That is the conversation we're going to talk about today, people. When it comes to the female breadwinner, I got a couple of videos for you, and then we're just going to have the conversation. Is that all right with you? All right, cool. All right. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right.
Today who are out earning men, female doctors, lawyers, etc. Why is a male breadwinner considered to be normal for a man while a female breadwinner is often considered to be dating down for a woman?
I think a lot of times we refer to back in the days when men were considered the breadwinners. They were the men, they were the people that brought home the money while the women stayed home. So now the generations have changed and things have changed, you know. Now women are getting on their shit. Like, it's not just rely on a man anymore. It's do for your own, and he's going to do for himself, and you guys can either do that shit together or, you know, one person could be the breadwinner. I guess it all depends on what you agree on in your relationship, but I really do think that it has to do with the change over time.
Hey, shout out to that young lady, but I don't think she really understood his question. He was pretty much asking, why is it expected for the man to be the breadwinner and everything is okay? But when a female becomes a breadwinner, she's dating down if she's dating a man that doesn't make as much money. Because in order to be the breadwinner, you have to be making more money. See, that's what I was talking about in the beginning of this video, as that is the difference when it comes to expectation. She didn't really understand the question. She went to her female brain and started saying, yeah, and started trying to brag on women, right? So she really didn't understand what he was asking. So this just goes to show you that women really don't understand what is to be expected with having the money that they say they have, right? And I mean, I understand, I get it, but at the end of the day, you can't be bragging about being a breadwinner or being a boss chick and all this stuff like this, but you're not trying to take care of people. You're not trying to, change generations. All right, let's go to the next clip.
You think the main problem is that you do 90% of the cooking and cleaning and you're making all of the money? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, kind of. That's kind of how it is. Like, I'm the breadwinner right now. Not that I want to be. Like, I'd rather just, be home most of the time.
Are you resentful that you are the breadwinner? Do you think
it makes me
that
mad.
should be his job?
Yes, I do.
I mean, you heard it right there, and I believe that is the sentiment of a lot of women out there. Yes, they're in situations where they could be making more than their man, right? But they don't want to be in that situation, right? Typically, when it comes to the dating scene, it's probably because the men that make it just as much, if not more, just don't want them. And that's just the reality, right? So they kind of have to settle or date down, kind of going back to the previous video, right? And then they find that they're unhappy because they still got to do the traditional woman role with the cooking and cleaning and make more money, and they're not happy with that, right? That's why you constantly hear in the conversation, well, if I'm splitting 50-50 or if I'm paying most of the bills, then they need to be domesticated, right? And I'm not saying that it's no validity to that argument. Okay. All I'm saying is, with great power comes responsibility. Okay. If you're asking for this, if you're asking for equality, if you're asking for all this, be ready to deal with what comes with it. But a lot of time, what you see is women are not comfortable with it. It's not their natural state and not their natural role. And rightfully so. All right. Let's get into the next clip.
That position, you're arguing with that man every day. Every little thing becomes an argument. If he leaves a light on, it's a problem. If he eats too much food out of the refrigerator, it's a problem. If he's playing the game, it's a problem, because in your mind, you playing the game, you enjoying yourself while I'm working and paying for all of this stuff. You need to get off that game and go out there and climb that ladder and make more money than me. But all of that goes against this narrative that you're strong and independent and you don't need a man, because the reality is, if you didn't need a man, you would have no problem being the breadwinner. The moment you're in that position, you're arguing with that man every day.
And I hate to admit it and agree with it, but he's right on the money with it. And I think if women were being honest with themselves, they would agree with it too, right? When a woman is in the position where she's making more money and she feel like she's doing more than that man, she's going to become resentful, right? And then the little things that a man do is going to get on her nerve, is going to irk her, right? And then eventually the relationship will falter and she will break up with him, and then she'll move on to the next relationship and say how much of a loser he really was, instead of realizing that maybe he was a good man and maybe you just started having these expectations because of the amount of money you were making, right? So if we literally reversed it, right, and we see how men act. Yes, granted, men have been making more money than women for a very long time. Maybe it's just a new position for women and they don't know how to respond or react, right? I think that may be part of it. But at the end of the day, women feel like a man should be taking care of them. That's the real issue. They don't want to be doing what they're doing. They feel like they're put in that position. But no, it's the ego. It's this, I want equality. It's this, I'm strong and independent, as he mentioned, right? So it's that that's driving them versus setting and resting in their femininity. Okay. I'm not saying that a man should take care of a woman or a woman should take care of a man. I think two people should be taking care of each other. All money should be going in one pot if you saying that you want to be together. But that's just me. Let's go to my last clip. We're going to sum it up real nice.
You will be undermined. You will be spoken to with bass in her voice. Put it like that. Fellas, never get in a relationship with a woman who makes more money than you. Women cannot handle the responsibility of being the breadwinner without abusing you eventually, for the most part. So, are there exceptions? Sure. But for most people, when the woman makes more than the man all the time, I'm not talking about the man falls on hard times. I'm talking about like from jump, you will be abused. And when I say abused, I'm not talking about she's going to be whipping your ass. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that physically. What I'm saying is you will be undercut. You will be undermined. You will be spoken to with bass in her voice. Put it like that.
Hey, and there you have it, man. I think that video, piggybacking off the last video, kind of sum it up. The reason why a female breadwinner is detrimental to society is, one, she really doesn't want to be in that role, right? Society has told her that she needs to compete with a man. She needs to be equal, right? The feminist movement had told women that, hey, they need to fight for their rights. They need equal pay. And so all this is society based. All this is women's power, women's empowerment, things of that nature, right? She really doesn't want to be the breadwinner. And if and when she is, that she doesn't want to take care of you as a man, but if the roles were reversed, she feel like you should take care of her if you was the breadwinner, right? Now, she'll take care of her kids, but she's probably not taking care of cousins, uncles, nieces, and nephews. But the male breadwinner will and does, right? Consistently. So the same accountability and responsibility on the male breadwinner is not on the female breadwinner, right? So if you have more female breadwinners in society, society is going to take a dip because those people, those women are not taking care of people like they should, i.e. men, family members, things in society, culture, etc. All right. Hey, we're going to end the episode on that, man. Tell me what you think. All right. What do you think about the episode? What do you think about the role of the female breadwinner? All right. Hit me up in the comments. Of course, like, share, comment on the video. Hey, don't cost nothing to hit that like button. All right. Or it don't cost nothing to subscribe either. All right. Hey, but as always, I'm you, you are me. Love, always love, eternal. Remember, the worst thing you can do is lie to yourself. And we out. Deuces. One love.